The phone lit up at 3:17 a.m. and I knew, before I even saw the name, that someone was about to ruin my life. Not mine, his. Marcus. My big brother. The one who used to let me ride on the handlebars of his bike while he popped wheelies down the hill, laughing like the world belonged to him. The one I'd bailed out of jail twice, covered his rent 3 times, and raised his daughters more weekends than he ever had. The same Marcus who, when his marriage finally detonated, decided the easiest way to punish his ex was to weaponize the only person who'd never abandoned him, me. I ignored the call. The voicemail came anyway, voice thick with fake tears and real desperation. Ethan, man, I really need you right now. Please. I didn't call back. I was done being the spare tire he kept in the trunk for emergencies. 2 days earlier he'd texted, "Can you take the girls Friday night? I've got something important." I'd replied, "Can't. I'm on a work trip until Sunday." He sent back a laughing emoji and the words, "Family first, little bro." That should have been my warning. Friday came. I was 400 miles away in a hotel conference room when my phone started exploding. First my sister-in-law, Leah, ex-sister-in-law now, screaming that the girls were gone. Then Marcus, calm as poison. "They're with you, right? You said you'd watch them." I hadn't. I never agreed. But he'd already told Leah, told the school, told anyone who'd listen that Uncle Ethan had picked them up early for a surprise weekend. He'd even forged my name on the early dismissal form. And then he did the thing that turned my stomach inside out. He ordered an Uber, buckled 7-year-old Ava and 5-year-old Sophie into the back seat with their little rolling suitcases, handed the driver a crumpled 20 and an address 2 streets over from mine, same number, wrong block, and said, "Tell their uncle surprise, he's expecting them." Then he blocked my number so I wouldn't get the notification. The driver, confused but paid, dropped 2 tiny girls on a dark porch in front of a foreclosure with busted windows and an eviction notice flapping on the door. They waited 43 minutes in the cold before a neighbor heard them crying and called the cops. By the time I landed and saw the missed calls, the story was already spreading. Deadbeat uncle forgets kids on doorstep. Police looking for Ethan Harlow in possible abandonment case. Marcus played victim beautifully. Posted a tear-streaked selfie on Facebook. "Pray for my babies." Their uncle was supposed to have them and now no one knows where they are. I didn't scream. I didn't threaten. I just started collecting. Uber receipt with his account. The forged school form with his handwriting. The Ring camera footage from the empty house showing 2 little girls in pajamas hugging each other on a stranger's porch. The 911 call timestamped before he ever discovered they were missing. The text where he told Leah, "Check with Ethan, he's got them," sent while the girls were still sitting on cold concrete. I packaged it all and sent it to Leah's attorney with a single line, "Use this however you need to keep them safe." 24 hours later, emergency custody hearing. Judge watched the footage without blinking. Marcus tried the waterworks again, swore it was a misunderstanding, that he'd been too distraught to think straight. The judge wasn't buying. Temporary sole custody to mom. Supervised visitation only. Possible criminal neglect charges pending. He called me from the courthouse parking lot, voice raw and shaking. "They won't let me see my own daughters, Ethan. They said I put them in danger. They said you gave the lawyer everything." A pause, wet and ragged. "You stabbed me in the back." I let the silence stretch until he could feel it. "No, Marcus," I said quietly. "I just stopped pulling the knife out for you." He started sobbing then, the ugly, broken kind that doesn't move anyone who's heard it. "Too many times before." "You were supposed to be my brother," he choked out. "I was," I told him. "That's why I finally drew the line." I hung up while he was still begging. People keep asking if I feel guilty. If blood should forgive anything. I don't. Because the funniest part? The girls are thriving. Leah moved them closer to her parents, enrolled them in a better school, tucked them in every single night without wondering whose turn it was to be the grown-up. And every time they call me now, it's just to say goodnight, Uncle Ethan, not to ask when Daddy's coming home. Some betrayals don't need shouting or fists. Some just need the truth, delivered cold and documented, straight into the hands of people who can finally do something about it. Marcus lost his kids the moment he decided they were pawns. I just made sure the board got flipped before he could hurt them again. And if that makes me the villain in a story, good. Monsters shouldn't get to write the ending.